My name is Alexandra Jackson, and this is my Friday project presentation. In this presentation, I'll be going over all of the steps of the design process that I used for my Friday project, which is over here, which is why I looked over there. And you'll see what it is soon. First of all, my problem. My problem was that I needed an awesome piece of cosplay. So, why not make one? I knew I couldn't make any clothing and I couldn't make weapons, so I started researching what I could make. I looked to my fandoms. I looked to Marvel, to The Walking Dead, to X-Files, and I eventually settled on making a staff. A wizard staff from The Lord of the Rings. Now, I knew I could make 3 staffs from the original trilogy, except not quite. Gandalf the White Staff? Yes. Saruman's staff? Yes. Not Gandalf the Grays, though. That's a giant tree branch, basically, and that would be impossible to make. So I started sketching out some ideas for both staffs. First of all, I made Saruman's staff. It was a very simple design right here. This is the head, and this right here, dimensions, overall. And then I went and I drew some pictures for Gandalf the White Staff. And as you can see, it's a lot more complicated, especially if you look down there. It's a pretty good drawing, right? So I looked at my sketches, and obviously I went to what was the coolest, and that was Gandalf the White Staff. Now, I thought I had this in the bag, and I got started on adventure. But that didn't go so well. I spent weeks, and I just could not figure out how to make it. I tried so hard, but inventor does not. It just doesn't go with me. I tried filleting and extruding and all of that, and it just would not work. And as I got closer to the date of when this whole thing should be finished, I realized I would not be able to finish it. So what am I going to do? Well, I decided to backtrack. Instead of doing Gandalf the White Staff, I would have to go with Saruman's. Now, I'm sure throughout this whole presentation you're wondering, who are these people, if you're not educated enough, and what do their staffs look like? Well, unfortunately, I don't have a picture of Gandalf the White's, but here's a little mini version of Saruman's. There you go. It's cute. So, I got started on that in Inventor, and it was much easier. Now keep in mind, by the time I started this in Inventor, well, it was basically 3 weeks to the due date. So I was in a bit of a hurry, but I ended up getting it just right. I figured out the dimensions, and I figured out how much I should extrude it, and I just figured things out. Here's some of the dimensions in Inventor, just to prove that I did it. And that's the part of the head. This is where the little ball goes. There it is. And, of course, I have my full-on staff. It was a little hard to fit big on the paper, so this is about as good as I could have gotten it. But anyway, I made it in Inventor. Now I just have to make it for reals. And that's what I did. I had to go to Lowe's to buy an actual stick for the staff, because they obviously didn't have that in the shop. But I did use the laser to cut out the headpiece, and originally I was going to go with a marble for the little ball in the middle, but that didn't quite work out, so I used a foosball and painted it white. The rest of the staff I painted black. Now you're wondering, where is this? Well, it's right here. This is the head. Hope you like it. I spent a lot of time on it, and it actually turned out pretty awesome. And hang on. Yeah, it actually ended up being pretty much exactly 72 inches, and I'm pretty proud of it. So I have to end this before it becomes 5 minutes. Awkwardly looking down to press this, and goodbye.